Hello to all my lovely nerds and nerdettes of the interwebs. My name is Brian, and this is God Save the Nerds, your source for all things nerd news. So before I begin the show today, everybody, I want to give a quick thank you to everyone who checked me out on stream last week. You guys were awesome, and I absolutely enjoyed playing Overwatch for you all, and if you guys are wanting to see more of that, be sure to go ahead and check me out on Twitch every week. And I'm going to be streaming on Fridays, guys, so definitely keep your eyes open for that. And if you guys have any additional games you'd like me to try out on Twitch, be sure to go ahead and post it in the comment section below. I really want to know what you guys want to see here, and let's work this together. Now, for this week, I'm going to be playing Hearthstone, and I'm super looking forward to it. You know, it's an awesome card game brought to us by Blizzard Entertainment, and it's one that I've fallen in love with. Now, the time I'm going to be starting up the Twitch stream here is 4 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, again on Friday of this week. So 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I really hope to see you all there on Twitch. So yeah, with that said, guys, let's move on over to our first story of the day. And that is going to be brought to us by our friends over at LucasArts and Star Wars. Now, for those of you guys who don't know, Kenny Baker has recently passed away at the ripe old age of 83 years old. Now, who is Kenny Baker, might you ask? Well, he is the man, the myth, and the legend behind none other than R2-D2. Now, he played this role in both the prequel and original trilogies respectively. So the man's been doing quite a bit of work for Star Wars here. Now, on top of his role as R2-D2, he also played Paploo, who was the Ewok who stole the Imperial speeder bike in Return of the Jedi. So that was an awesome scene. You know, looking at this little bear guy driving this insanely fast speeder bike, awesome stuff. Now, on top of his contributions to Star Wars, he's also done other roles. Like, for example, he played a part also in the movie Labyrinth. So not only has this man been, doing things on Star Wars, he's working with David Bowie, he's going crazy, just getting all around the nerd community here like the great little bastard he is. And the man only came in at less than 4 feet tall. So he may have been small in stature, but the man's contributions are immense. And I can't be singing this guy's praises enough. He was an amazing man, and I'm very sad to see him go. Now, according to reports here, Abigail Shield, who was his niece, she was recently interviewed by The Guardian. Now, she kind of gave us a bit of an idea as to Kenny's final moments. Now, for those of you guys who don't know, he was discovered by his nephew, who was in charge of keeping watch over him and taking care of him, on Saturday morning, so his death was fairly recent. And according to Abigail, he had been fighting illness for several years at this point. So, needless to say, he fought his damnedest to keep this thing at bay, but it ultimately took his life. So, let's all have a moment of silence for Kenny, and let's wish him luck on taking down those tractor beams up in heaven. God bless you, Kenny Baker. You were an amazing man in life, and you're an even more amazing man in death. So, God bless you, brother. Now, on a lighter note, let's head on back on over to the Star Wars camp here, over to Episode 8, and give you guys an awesome update in the form of Mr. John Williams. So yeah, John Williams is returning to Episode 8, and he is going to be the man behind the score for this epic continuation of the new Star Wars trilogy here. Now, John Williams confirmed this himself, that he is planning on returning for Episode 8. Now, he made the announcement after a performance with the Boston Pops, who happen to be a very popular orchestral group, and he accepted the invitation from Kathleen Kennedy of Lucasfilm. And she's basically one of the bigwigs responsible for putting on Episode 8 and bringing it to the silver screen here. Now, basically what happened, the reason why John said yes was because he really adores the character of Rey, and he didn't feel comfortable with anyone else scoring her scenes aside from himself. So if you're going to be scoring for one character, you might as well score for the rest of it, right? So yeah, it's great to hear that John's returning for yet another Star Wars film, adding that another notch to his belt here. It's great to see it. And unfortunately, I got some bad news here regarding Star Wars. Now, John Williams will only be coming back to score the main Star Wars films, so 7, 8, and 9. Rogue One, a Star Wars story, is going to be neglected, unfortunately. Now, they do have a composer on board by the name of Alexander Desplat, and if the trailers are any indication of his work, the man does fairly decent work, and he's done a great job in capturing the John Williams spirit that we've all come to know and admire. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what Alexander does here going forward with Rogue One, and to maybe see if Disney utilizes him further if he manages to put on a good audio show here for everybody. So yeah, again, great stuff from the Star Wars camp here. It's great to see John back and up and making his music, and I really hope to see just what happens with Episode 8 going forward. So yeah, with that said, guys, let's move on over to our third story of the day, which is going to be brought to us by our friends over at Destiny and Microsoft. Now, for those of you guys who ordered Rise of Iron, the newest expansion to the Destiny franchise, you guys are going to be looking pretty foolish right about now, because Microsoft has gone and forward and introducing to us a collection edition of Destiny. So what is this game going to include? Now, the game will contain all of the expansions of Destiny, including Rise of Iron, once it releases. And pre-orders of the collection edition here will also include Iron Gallarhorn and Iron Gallarwing, which were basically the pre-order bonuses for pre-ordering Rise of Iron. So you guys are looking pretty damn foolish right now, and I'm just like, ooh, damn, that hurts. I really hope you guys can get your money back on this whole venture and put it towards something that's even better than what you put in to begin with here. Now, on top of this, on top of the pre-order bonuses that you'll get from pre-ordering the game, it's also going to be included a level 40 boost so that you guys can get right on into the action with a single character and prepare for that Rise of Iron content. So that's absolutely a fantastic job on Microsoft's part, and it's great to see that they're really encouraging fans to get back into Destiny and to get that ball rolling, which is great from a marketing point of view, and kudos to them. Now, the collections edition of the game will be set to arrive on September 20th of this year. So we're going to be seeing that next month here. So about a month and a few days from now. So also, on top of that, it's only going to be available to PS4 and Xbox One. So no PC release of this game. Now, the cost of the collections edition is going to be $59.99 American. So we're looking at about anywhere between $60 to $65, depending on where you live and taxes and so on. So fairly typical, from the Microsoft camp here. And it is going to come in both digital and physical copies. So, again, just like what you would expect from anything Microsoft, they're giving you plenty of ways to grab this thing, and I definitely encourage you guys to pick up Destiny if you haven't played it already. It's a great FPS game, and one that's withstood the test of time, although having a few bumps and bruises along the way, so yeah, definitely check it out, guys. You guys are going to really enjoy it. Now, with that said, let's segue on over to our last story of the day, which is going to be brought to us by our friends over at Funko Pop. Now, for those of you guys who don't know, Funko recently released the second wave of Power Rangers figures earlier this month. And those figures happen to be the blue, black, yellow, and green Rangers from the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers series. Now, I bet you guys are wondering, where are red, white, and pink? Now, those guys were recently retired, so you're not going to be seeing them anymore. Now, what does this say for Power Ranger fans? Well, I've got all these other Ranger figures but I need to collect the others to complete my collection. So you're definitely in luck here, because it was announced at Power Morphicon that the retired figures are going to be re-released. Now, the re-release here is going to include some new poses versus the old ones that were issued the first time around. And by the way, these retired figures are currently going for $200 a pop on like eBay and shit. That's insane. So yeah, they're at like Beanie Baby status with these Funko Pop bobbleheads here. Now, the release date for these re-released figures here is set to go for spring of 2017. So we've got quite a while to wait here, unfortunately. But special editions of the the blue and green Rangers are also going to be released on top of the re-release figures that are coming out of retirement here. So needless to say, we have a lot to look forward to on the Power Ranger front of Funko Pop figures. So yeah, I definitely encourage you guys to check out those figures if you haven't already. Buy them up as quick as you can, because God knows, you're going to find us in another eBay situation where they're all going for like, God knows how much going forward. So yeah, pick them up while they're here. And yeah, that is the end of the show, guys. So yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed tuning in with me today. And yeah, let's go ahead and keep those dice rolling, nerds and nerdettes. My name is Brian. This has been God Save the Nerds. And I'm signing out until next week.